Okay, so another video once again on the transcended idea. Yeah, so this is a follow-up practical video of the previous theoretical concept that was explained about where we plant, we put where we put a plant in such a position, yeah, in the vertical position. Then we know to say from this point to that point somewhere there, we have to put materials that cannot support plant growth and development. And from this point up to this whole part and the other part, we have good soil, so that we have combined with manure, so on and so forth. So this was placed outside, and unfortunately, while I was trying to remove it from where it was placed, I accidentally broke it. So this is corn. Yeah, this is maize in simple terms. All right. So it's more like we're just trying to help ourselves understand why some processes happen in plant growth and development. For example, photosynthesis. We need to say during photosynthesis, you're just talking about a process where a plant produces food, of course, in the presence of light. So it's more like the plant is responding to light. Okay, so without light, that process can't happen. So which means in this case, I'm just trying to demonstrate to say even the roots is the same thing. The reason why they go into the soil or down in the soil is not because they are motivated by the force of gravity. No, as earlier explained in the other videos about the limitations of gravity, you're able to see to say gravity works best in an open space. Now because like the more you increase the viscosity of a fluid that you are using, the more reducing the speed or the probability of that material to move through that fluid. So when you look at this is the soil. This is solid in simple terms. So there's no way we should talk about gravity having an effect in a solid. Okay, because it's more like if we were to do this, if we say solid, liquid, and gas. Alright, so these three, if we say solid, liquid, and gas. So now we know to say here, we say in terms of density, or sometimes we say density, we say mass over volume. Same density here, mass over volume. Then another one here for gas, we say density is equals to mass over volume. So now you find that it's said, and it's noted, is there in books actually. Yeah, we all understand that. We have to say density in solids is high. Density in liquids is slightly lower than that of the density in liquid is slightly lower than that of the solid. Density in gas is way lower than these two. So why is it that? Because it simply means here, when density is high, volume is volume is low. When density is high, volume is low. So you find that what makes the density of a solid to be high compared to the rest? So you find that when talk about the arrangement of the particles, okay, the arrangement of particles in a solid, they are way closely packed. So you find that the spaces in between these particles is less. Hence, because volume is related to surface area. So I find that if the surface area between these particles is less, meaning the volume is going to be less, that makes the density to be high. So meaning the more you increase the density of that particular fluid that you are using, the less chance that you have of a certain material to move through it, whether under a free fall or under a certain force. Of course, you might drive, for example, you're trying to drive a nail into a solid object. You can manage to drive that fluid, that material, for example a nail, into a solid material, but it requires a lot of force. So what we are trying to do here is that we are trying to demonstrate to say the roots, they don't go deep down into the soil because they are motivated by gravity. No, we are trying to say they go down to explore the necessities of plant growth and development, such as water, all sort of different kind of nutrients. All right, of course that is documented, but we just want to help subtract that concept, that part that includes gravity. All right, so I'm going to take this apart gently. I'm just going to cut it with a laser blade, then we see what where the roots went, and we don't know whether they went going, like they continued going down, or they made a turn to go to this other area. Yes, or maybe they just stayed on the same level. If they stayed on the same level, that is still going to help us understand to say we need to go into the soil to explore the necessities of plant growth. Because if they went down because of gravity, then they could have continued going deep down there. So yeah, so we're just going to take that apart. Okay, so I've taken some part of it out. So you see that I've opened the other part that was facing the like in a horizontal direction. Then like the whitish substance I was talking about is this. This is simply a mixture of chlorine, some mini-meal, this and that. So I find that the plant itself, there we have it right there. So I'll start to take apart bit by bit. We see if the roots continued going down into this poisonous material right there. Yeah, so these are the roots we're able to see, and we have seen to say these have made a turn, they went to the other side. So I want to see if some continued going down the other way. Yeah, okay, so you are able to see right there, these roots, they made a settlement right here. They didn't continue going deep into this material, as you can see right there. None of them continued, and these that were near the material, you see to say they turned a bit black, meaning they were bent by the material, and the rest they remained on the same. So you can just easily take apart. We see to say there are no roots right there, zero, nothing, no roots in this material. See, absolutely nothing. Then you find that to say the plant itself was attached right there. Then the roots started to go in this direction. Why? Because they realized that coming down this direction, there was this material that we have right there, and of course this is very dangerous. Like um, it can't really help the plant to grow and develop in any way. So when you look at a plant is simply a living organism. So these plants, they are able to sense. The reason why they just go deep down into the soil, they just go there to explore the necessities of plant growth and development. No gravity is involved in any way, and that's why we are also able to use physics to explain such such a thing. All right, so these are the rules right there. So I just try to remove this part. Of course, getting my hands dirty, but it's worth it anyway. So these are the roots. So you see the plant facing in this direction, and you see the roots making a turn going in that direction, and they didn't want to continue coming down here. And as you can see, this that was, it didn't even go into this material. It was just near the material. You see to say it turned black. It was bent in simple terms. Yeah. So they are the roots of the plant itself. So you find that even some, it's like since the seed was placed a bit below than this container that was put in that direction, they decided to go up a bit. And yeah, so that's all from this video. Yes, and please continue subscribing, and so that you receive the notifications whenever I upload a new video. Yeah, thank you.